So yesterday, I went to the Universal Credit appointment, and I have to say it's a bit of a different story this week. This week, I've come away from the appointment feeling disappointed and totally deflated. But what I've realised, especially today, is how quickly I'm allowing external circumstances to lower my energy and my motivation, and how it's making me spiral into survival mode again. So, in this video, I thought I'd share what I'm doing to stop myself from being overwhelmed with the circumstances in my life so that I don't stay wallowing in survival mode. If you're new here, my name is Shirley, and on this channel, I'm sharing the realities of reclaiming my financial independence after starting over and living solo. If you're in midlife or over 50 and you're rebuilding your life, your income, your confidence, or your sense of direction, I hope this video helps you find some comfort that you're not alone. Because sometimes the hardest part of overcoming life's problems isn't the practical side of things. It's stopping yourself from being overwhelmed emotionally. So, what triggered my feeling on survival mode again is really yesterday's Universal Credit appointment, whereby it was made clear that the whole purpose of me being on this restart project is so that I can get a job and get off Universal Credit. And although she did say that she will try and help me get funding to go on a course, at £300, you can understand that that course really won't pay for much, and it won't even be a recognised course that employers will see as, "Ooh, you've done something worthwhile." So I have to say that I'm just totally disappointed and deflated by the whole thing compared to how I felt last week. Don't get me wrong, I totally understand what they're trying to do. But after everything that I've gone through, and when you're trying to start something on your own and you're hoping that this organization will help you achieve your goal, it was really disappointing. And this morning, I just felt so low, deflated, and disappointed. And admittedly, while I was making my coffee this morning, I really felt like just giving up. It just feels like, what's the point when people want you to do something, but they're not really going to help you achieve your goal of just being able to do something that you enjoy and that will eventually help you to do something better that actually makes you feel good. But then I guess these organizations isn't for doing that. It's just a temporary thing. Not that I want to be on it. It's not as though I'm sitting at home and just waiting for that money to go in my account. I'm trying to do something that's worthwhile, and hopefully for you guys who do watch my videos, that it's helping you in some way. Thankfully, my morning pages practice gave me a different perspective, whereby as I was writing how I'm feeling about this whole situation, it made me realize that I'm getting way too caught up on what's happening right now, what hasn't happened yet, and things that are totally out of my control. And when I get like that, it feels like I'm losing sight of the bigger picture. I stopped feeding the part of me that believes that life can get better. And I stopped imagining the possibilities. I start reacting to the situations that's happening around me. And I think a lot of us react like that we stop believing in the possibilities. And we get stuck in focusing on what's not working, on what's missing, on things that we really have no control over. And when we get like that, it can feel so draining. And I think this is what I found this morning. I just felt tired, drained. I just felt like giving up. And life can really feel so hopeless when we get into this frame of mind. And when life gets so difficult like this, it's so easy to lose sight of what's still inside you, that's still worth fighting for. The thing that struck me this morning while I was writing my morning pages journal was that I'd seen this play out before. So, way back in January, before I started doing these universal credit appointments again, I was imagining myself getting on with the person that I was about to meet. I was imagining the views going up and the revenue going up with it. And somehow life followed suit and rearranged itself. So basically, what I was imagining in January both happened. I got on with a person really well, and my views went up. So for me, this is proof that when you imagine your life being better, it does get better. And it's not as though I haven't done it before. But when you're so focused on the outside realities, it's so easy to let one setback or one difficult moment to get bigger than the progress that you've already made. So, what I've learned from this whole situation is that if you are rebuilding your life, you can't keep focusing on what's wrong. At some point, you have to keep creating or you have to keep moving forward, even though what's happening around you isn't matching the image of what you'd like your ideal life to be. And this isn't being woo woo and being unrealistic and not facing the reality. You still have to work, you still have to get up, do what you need to do. It's all about not letting the reality of what you're facing get the better of you and not let it overwhelm you to a point that it feels like you can't move forward. It doesn't mean ignoring reality or responsibilities. It just means not giving your power to what's happening right now. Because today isn't the whole story. If we keep living our life based on just what's happening right now, it's going to be so easy to get stuck in the same place and in the same situation emotionally and living the same scenarios. My work is remembering that my inner life matters. What I think, what I focus on, and what I believe internally really shapes my life. Since the revelation from my morning pages practice, instead of feeling disappointed and deflated, I'm reminding myself that feeling flat today doesn't mean I'm failing. I'm reminding myself that, like in January, I am seeing small signs of improvement. I'm reminding myself that I also need to create my ideal life internally and not just react to things externally. I'm reminding myself that the spark is still there, even though today feels like I'm running on empty, or it feels like that my life isn't put together. And sometimes at midlife, you've just got to remind yourself that you are still in the game and that life, especially at midlife or over 50, isn't about having it all figured out or having the instant results that we'd ideally all like to have. It's more about not letting the hard days get to you and remembering to choose you even on the hard days. So that's where I am today. Pretty tired, pretty deflated, but thankfully I caught my feelings early enough that I haven't wallowed the whole day in feeling sorry for myself or staying in survival mode. And I guess that's part of rebuilding too. not becoming someone who's never affected or who's expecting life to turn out the way you'd expect to be, but being aware enough to know that not to give up on yourself and to keep choosing yourself, even though life does get a bit hard sometimes. So, if you are in a similar stage like myself, that life is taking the wind out of you a little bit, I hope this video helps to remind you that how you see yourself internally really does matter. Sometimes the next step isn't about doing more, it's about how you see yourself and not letting life's challenges overwhelm you. So if you've enjoyed this video or if it resonates with you, I'd love to know what you do when life gets a bit hard and how you get back to yourself and how you help yourself get over these challenges. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.